Well, good morning from the historic town of Harwich. And over here, Harwich is the home of Trinity House, the organisation that I think they're a charity. They're the organisation that looks after all the buoys around the UK, that maintains them and installs them. And this pier here is called Halfpenny Pier, an old pier. Got the lifeboat coming in here, and I'm going to be going just the other side of this sailing boat here in a little while to get the foot ferry over to Shotley, which is in the distance over there. And then I'm going to ride my bike, which I've got here, and I'm going to operate from round in the bay over there on the other side of the River Stour. So this is the River Stour that goes up to Manningtree, and then up there is the River Orwell, and then over the other side we've got the largest container port in the UK, which is Felixstowe. Anyway, you can just see the ferry the other side there. It's got the yellow hull. There's a lifeboat coming in there, so I'm just going to ride the bike and go and watch the lifeboat coming in, and I'll show you something else while I'm around there. So just here we've got the lifeboat station, RNLI, and this boat here is called LV, Light Vessel 18, and it's a former Trinity House lightship. There's no engines in it. It has to be towed into position. Well, there are engines in it, but generators. I've had the privilege of actually staying on board and operating from here several years ago now, with a local club here in Harwich.
Jackets under the wheelhouse, and a life craft for 65 passengers on the aft deck, in the unlikely event of an emergency.
Okay, so I'm now at Shotley, and Shotley Marina's just over here. There's a lock just there. There's a pub there called a Shipwreck. Really good rooms on top of the pub if you're into watching boats. Brought my little scanner with me, little Yaesu VR 120, so I can listen to the boats. I'm just about to put my second camera onto the bike, and then I'm going to cycle up that way, find somewhere quiet to operate. Stinging nettles. Oh man. Okay, so I've cycled along the footpath, and I've stopped here on a salt marsh. So I'm looking south, so it should be quite a good takeoff because I'm going to use a vertical. I've got the MFJ 1979 whip. I've got a kind of a northerly, maybe slightly northeasterly wind, So I got a little bit of shelter here. I did bring the drone, but I'm not going to fly it. It's just it's a bit too windy. I thought it probably would be. So anyway, so I've stood the bike up there, found a little bit of driftwood to stand the stand on. I'm going to mount the antenna. If it is too windy, I have got a guy that I can sort of guy it into the prevailing wind. But and then I've got a little tarp, so I'm going to put the tarp down on the floor. Okay, so I'm all set up. It didn't take long, 10 minutes if that. So I've got this is a super antennas mount on here. It's clamped, or sorry, bolted onto the back of the carrier. The feed there, I've got 25 ferrite cores in there, ferrite rings. The coax is Messi and Poloni. I think it's Hyperflex 5. Is it Hyperflex? If I'm wrong, I'll put it up on the screen. And no, Airborne 5. Sorry. And I've got 3 radials, which are obviously elevated at this point, but going down to the ground. And because we've got quite a bit of wind coming from this direction, I've just put some polycord just to keep the antenna straight. Oh, I should just say actually, this mount you can, because it adjusts on sort of 2 axes, I've sort of slightly adjusted it to account for the bike being wonky. I don't think it would make much difference in terms of the performance, but it's for the aesthetic, for the looks, and that is what it looks like. There you go. So anyway, I've just connected the G90 up. So I've got 20 watts, but I'll turn it down to 10 because I'm sat quite close to it, and I'll see what I can do. I did bring the analyzer with me in here, but I haven't connected it up, but just out of curiosity, I'll connect it up before I disappear and see what the SWR is, but it's kind of tuned okay. So let's have a look. 2E0, 2 Echo 0, Whiskey Mike Golf Portable, Roger.
2E0 WMG Portable, good morning sir, 5-9.
Yeah, you're also 5-9, name here is Kevin, Kilo Echo Victor Alpha November, Roger.
Hi Kevin, my name is Henry, Henry, and where's your set?
2 Echo 0, Whiskey Mike Golf Portable.
0, Whiskey Mike Golf Portable, 59, Roger.
Yeah, thanks very much for the 5-9, you're also 5-9, my name is Kevin, Kilo Echo Victor Alpha November, Roger.
Roger that, Kevin, and thank you for your help, 7-3, good luck.
7-3, bye-bye.
2 Echo Washington, Mexico, Germany, yourself?
No, negative. 2 Echo 0, Whiskey Mike Golf Portable. 2 Echo 0, Washington, Mexico, Germany Portable, Roger.
2 Echo 0, Washington, Mexico, Germany, over.
Roger, 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 Roger. Your report 5757, Roger.
Yes, 2 Echo 0, Whiskey Mike Golf Portable, 555, 55, good afternoon.
Thanks very much. You're 5757, your report with me, Roger.
Thank you for 5755.
Okay, I've had 5 contacts on 20. I did listen around on some of the other bands, 17, 15 and 10, but there wasn't much activity. Okay, so I've just connected up the analyzer just to see what the SWR was like, and at 14.2 megs it's 1 to 1.8 or thereabouts. It doesn't really get any lower than that either side of there, so that's about as low as it gets, so it's kind of at its most resonant point, if you like. So it could do with being a little bit lower, but I don't think adjusting it up or down would make any difference. But certainly good enough for the ATU in the G90 to take care of, just to get rid of any mismatch. Right, pack up. That's me all done. Decided not to put the drone up, it's a bit too windy really. Okay, so I've come over the lock gate. So I've got the Shotley Marina behind me. So over that direction there is the River Orwell, takes you up to Ipswich. And this is Felixstowe Docks. And I'm going to see if I can get the ferry an hour earlier. But I think the worst places to sit and kill time. Got the little receiver here.
Yes, that's got it. I'll keep the main channel
Please keep your children close by at all times. The ferry is equipped with 60.
Sorry to delay your departure, but before you run up.